Hi guys. Welcome to everyone. I suppose some of you guys may be joining in later on, and also we will be recording this video, so we will be posting into our page as well. If anyone actually missed the meetup this time, so this time is our WordPress meetup. Is it for the third time? And today we're going to talk about the strategy of building a multilingual website. Because in Hong Kong or Asian, we actually have a lot of different languages to use in our website. For example, in Hong Kong, we actually use English, traditional Chinese, and simplified Chinese as well. So multilingual is always a big issue, as well as a good opportunity for our business as well. So today we're going to talk about the multilingual topics, which is going to be by Thomas from Vlog. He's actually a partnership manager of Vlog, and we're going to cover how to do the multilingual site. And one important thing we were about will be the SEO, whether it only going to let Google to crawl one of the language, or actually could crawl multiple languages as well. So let me just share the host to Thomas, and then he can get started. Let me just make sure the host. Right, here you go, mate. It should be okay.
Thanks a lot. Awesome. Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing great. I'm Thomas from Wiglot. I'm partnership manager there. Today we are here to talk about multilingual and the strategy of building a multilingual website. We are going to view like 3 points, like Ivan told you, how to build a multilingual website, how to tackle multilingual SEO, and what's the benefits of having a multilingual website. So let me try to share the screen with you. Here we go. Share. This will stop our screen share. Continue. Okay, fine. So here we go. Now you can see my screen normally.
Yes.
Yes, awesome.
Great.
So I'm just trying to, yes, everything is fine. So the strategy of building a multilingual website. So the first thing that we are going to view is actually how to build a multilingual website. I've built like a 3-step guide to actually help you in it. So the first thing that we're going to view is about translating your text. The next step is translating your images. And next, we're going to talk about the SEO settings. So translating your text, you should always keep in mind 3 things: the languages, the type of translation, and the culture differences. About the languages, it's more about like picking the right languages. It really depends of your strategy. If, for example, like I'm a cat food company in France and I choose to target, for example, the UK and Spain and Germany, then I'm going to pick naturally German, Spanish, or English, for example. What I can also do is look at my Google Analytics, see in which languages my users are actually browsing in, and pick like the top 10, and then choose, I don't know, the top 3 languages, and then choose to translate my website in those languages. The next thing is the type of translation. So you can pick like machine translation or professional translation. When it comes to machine translation, you're trusting Google algorithm, Yandex or DeepL or Microsoft Bing, for example, who are going to be your providers. And the pain point is that you're going to trust like this algorithm, and we know that it's machine translation that is getting better every day. And the good point is that it's not going to cost you a lot of money, which can be like really cool if you don't want to get something started really quickly. Then you can choose, for example, professional translators. So you're going to get everything manually reviewed on your website. What is really cool is that you're going to get like good quality translation. And the pain point could be the cost. It costs like around like 8 cents or 25 cents. And it really depends of the language pairs that you have and also of the translators too. But mix like machine and post-translation. I don't know if you have like an e-commerce website and there are like less important page, like for example, if there's like some project page that is not viewed a lot, so you can just choose to use like machine translation for it. And if you have like, I don't know, your top 5 like project page and you have a lot of traffic on it, then you can choose, for example, to get it manually reviewed. And of course, if on your network you have like a friend or someone who speak like a multiple language, German, French, Chinese, English, you can just ask him to review the translation. And I mean, it's a good point too. And something that is really interesting and that you should always keep in mind when it comes to translating your text is culture differences, because we know that words doesn't have the same meaning depending on the region or the country. And you always want to make sure like that your CTAs or your brand name, for example, is translated well and to get it manually reviewed. Basically, like for example, I have one of my friends who created a site and he wanted to get the translation in German, for example, and on his CTA it was written poop, so it wasn't cool for him, and you don't want that on your website, obviously. It could be like a game changer, like for your customers, for example. So next thing we're about to view is about like translating your images. So let me try to explain to you how important it is with an example. So for example, let's say I have a cat food website, all right? And I'm selling in France, I'm based in France. And I'm also targeting like the US, for example. And in France, it's actually like summer sales. So I'm going to put a banner on my website and it's going to be free shipping for everybody in France. So the promotion is for the France market. But if my US customers come to the website, they're going to see the banner and they're going to want to have access to the promotion. And it's going to cost me a lot of money, for example. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. Sorry, my cat is like insane right now. Yes, I don't want that to happen. And because I'm going to lose some money, and I can even like tell my customers that I don't want, they can't redeem actually the promotion, and can be a pain for them. I'm going to lose some customers. So what you're going to want to have is like an image for your French customers, so for a French language, for example, and another image. Let's say I'm targeting like during the same time I want to do like winter sales or like a 10% discount on my website, for example, on my services or on my project. I want to have that, for example, on my English version of my website. All right. Next, we're going to talk about how to tackle SEO. Obviously, when you're getting your website translated, what you're going to want is getting like some SEO juice. And how to do it, there are actually 3 things that you're going to want to look for. The first one is having unique and dedicated URLs. The second one is having href tags. And the third one is translate your content on server side. So translate your content on server side. You have 2 options for it. You can use like a dynamic multilingual plugin or a server-side plugin, for example. When it comes to dynamic plugin, could be a pain. Like for example, the translation are going to be available only for human visitor and not for the bots. And it could be also a pain when it comes to SEO, because you can have like some duplicated content sometime. And server-side plugin is more what you aim for if you want to get some SEO juice, or your SEO tags are going to be translated. Your meta description, your alt images, everything's going to be translated from your source code. Plus, it's going to be visited to bots. It's what you want, actually. My bad. To be like properly indexed on search engine and to get your page views. So having unique and dedicated URLs. So there's actually three possible structures. If you look at Google best practices, you have like the specific domain URL, example.fr for French market, for example. Then you have like the subdomain example.com, and the third one is the subdirectory, so /fr. Each of these structures have their pros and cons. I'm sure some of you are going to tell me like subdomain is better or subdirectory is better, or having a country-specific domain name is better. But what is really cool is that we got to a cross-platform, and we have seen like, because some of our customers use different integration, like on WordPress and on other integration that we have. And for example, some of them have subdirectories, other have subdomains. And when it comes to like the traffic increase, it's basically the same. They are getting like they are seeing like their traffic getting increased. So yes, and having href on tags. So let me try to explain it to you. Href on tags is basically like, let's say you have like the little Google bot going around on Google, on search engine, on the search engine, and you have your website that is translated in French, English, and you want to point like to Google that actually your website is translated in French, English, and that you are targeting like this specific region. So by adding href on tags, you're actually like pointing it to the Google bot who's going to come to your website, scrap your website, and review like the translated languages. And so that's a proper way to get your page like viewed and to rank up also. And if you want to speak like more technically, you actually have to add it like on your website header or via sitemap, which means that in each and every page, you're going to have to add the href on tags, which can be a pain if you do it manually, because if you add like a new language, for example, you're going to have to do it again. Which brings me to my third, the step 4. So actually, I didn't talk about I only talk about 3 steps, but sorry, I'm just drinking a little water. So, but that's actually the 4 steps where I'm talking about picking your translation solution, because on WordPress, we have like these amazing WordPress directories where there is like tons of themes and plugins to allow you to do all of these things like automatically. Sometimes I'm doing calls like with agencies and freelancers, and they told me, look, Thomas, I'm not doing like multilingual project anymore because it costs me a lot of time. And when it comes to my incomes, it doesn't bring me a lot. But like you have like translation plugins that can allow you, there's a ton of them. And my advice would be like to take the one that is going to ease your job. You're going to invest some money in it, invest some time in it, and pick the one that like it's a good fit to your workflow. And also look for translation plugin that is like compatible with like plugins, themes. The last thing that you want is to have like a website like fully built, do all the design, manage all the content, and then add a plugin, whether it's for translation or for anything else, and then it breaks down your entire website. You have to debug it, and it could be a real pain. And you don't want to have you don't want that to happen. So yes, that was my first part. I hope you enjoy it. So if you have like to do a quick recap of it, the first thing that you want to aim for is like translating your text. Then you're going to translate your images. Then tackle your SEO, manage all the SEO settings, get it right. And then you pick a translation solution, and you can pick a translation solution to do all of that at the same time. So yes. Now I'm going to talk about the benefits of having a multilingual website. So that's just a stat that I have. So 38% of customers only buy from website in their own language, which means that normally, if you translate your website in another language, you're going to have like your sales are going to increase. It seems like magical here, but I'm going to break it down later on. So Another thing that you're going to want to have is ranking up. I was talking about getting some SEO juice, but one thing that you have to keep in mind is that it's not going to happen instantly. Sometimes we get customers that think that by translating their website, tomorrow they're going to rank up like on these languages, and but they're going to have more traffic, more customers. But it don't happen instantly. We had done some case studies where like we had like some companies who have like within a week that's so like increase of their traffic, increase of their sales. Others is within a month, and others is like 6 months after like they install the plugin, for example, and they translate everything. And it really depends of your strategy and of what you're selling, your product. But the first green light that you're going to see is like an increase of traffic. And once you saw that, you can choose, for example, like, for my most visited page, I can choose to invest like in professional translator, for example, and to implement these translated pages because I'm getting more traffic and I want to have more conversion rate on these pages. So the next thing is getting qualified leads. When I'm talking about getting qualified leads, I'm talking about displaying your content to the right audience. And I just wrote like a simple equation, which is increasing traffic equal increased customers. Because you're not just going to want to have more traffic on your website, you're going to increase your conversion rate, increase your sales. And how to do it? You should actually like look at your customers, local requests, and check it out. You have like various of tools to do so. And for example, if you go on Google and you tap like your top 5 keywords tool, for example, you can have like Ahref or Ubersuggest and other tools to actually help you in that order. You can also go like if you have like some specific competitors like in countries and check out on what keywords they are bidding, and then try to be on these specific keywords. And next thing you want to do is actually like add them on your translated pages. So that way you can attract like qualified leads, and you can match like your customers like search queries, and you're going to attract like these qualified leads. And obviously at a certain point of time, you're supposed to get your conversion rate higher. And lastly, no, not lastly, my bad, building trust. So how? By allowing your customer to have access to your website in their own language. I just stated like earlier, 38% of the web only like to shop in their own language, but it's also like to bring back like the more like UX friendly like experience on your website. Like for example, if I'm shopping like for cat food and I want to check out like for example the shipping details, I want to check the terms and conditions. Sometimes I want to check the project details. So I mean, it's going to bring trust, and I'm going to want to buy. It can be like a game changer when it comes to buying it or not on a website, whether that be on a website and I can see I can understand nothing on the website, and so it could be a pain. And if you want to go like a little bit deeper in it, and you have like a service website or a project website, and you have like a customer support team that can like actually like reply to your customers in multiple languages. Let's say, for example, you have like someone that can speak Spanish, French, English. At one period of time at Webjet, we have someone who could speak like Korean. It was like awesome. Like if you want it's just like a game changer. It's built trust, and people just want to actually like recommend your company, your project, and invest more in your project because they see that there's a team behind it too. And lastly, Today, it's all about personalization and customization. You want to customize everything on your website. You want to customize, for example, your web design, your theme, your widget, your pop-ups, everything on your website from the chat box. And people tend to forget about the languages. So don't forget about the languages. And it's also a key to have access to all these benefits that I just stated. And yes, that was about it. I hope you really enjoy like the presentation. If you want, we can do like a quick demo if you have some time of Wigot. I think it would be like a nice addition to the talk to show you like our translation plugin work. But it really depends like if we have some time. Let me check it out really quickly and stop it. Just wait, I'm moving my cat because she's trying to drink in my cup, which is not cool. So do you have like more time? I don't have the time here.
Yeah. We only like
Yeah,
having,
cool.
we use only 20 minutes. So yeah, please do a demo. So because some of them, the audience actually
Awesome.
want to have a quick demo.
Awesome. It's going to be really quick. So this is basically like a website that I created like really quickly. And I'm just going to show you like the process. This is the basic step. So add the plugins. We all know that. And it's the boring part. Search for Wiglot, install, activate. We all know it. Activate. Here we go. So here I have Wiglot here. I'm just going to click on it. And the next thing I'm going to want to have is like the API key. So it's actually making the connection between WordPress and Wiglot because all your translations are being stored in Wiglot and not like on your WordPress website. So I'm just going to click on it. Here I'm already logged in. Just going to create like a new project. Call it demo HQ and pick WordPress, for example. Click on next. Here I have my API key. Just copy it and paste it here. Original language it's automatically detected. It's English. As a destination language, I'm going to pick French, but I could pick like something else. It's just that it's easier for me to manage the translation later on. So I'm just going to click on Save Changes. Next, I have a pop-up which tell me like go on my front page. Your website is now multilingual. Click on Go on my front page. Here I have a little language type button that you can see here. I'm going to translate it in French. And here you can see that everything is already translated on your website. So you have like a first layer of automatic translation, which means that everything is automatically detected and everything is translated. Obviously, it's machine translation. And like I told you, sometimes you're going to want to edit it, to change it, because like maybe you don't trust it, or maybe you want to change like something specific or a specific page, or you want to do, like I told you, mix both, like have page like with machine translation, and other one with manual reviews. So I'm just going to go on the Wiglot account, click on refresh, go on the translation over here. I have two tools to do so. Here I have my language pairs, English and French. And let's say that right now, I'm just going to put it in English again. I want to change that, create and grow your unique website today. And search for it here. And here it is. So there's a search bar, I just search it. And I'm going to put in French, bonjour, je suis, hello, I'm Thomas, for example. Manually edited translation, saved. Just going to go on the website, turn it in French to check if it's live. So you can see it's live. That's one way of doing so. The other way around is actually to use the visual editor, which is like really cool. I really enjoy it. It actually allows you to edit everything like in context. So let's say I want to click on that part, for example, it has been detected. And I want to change it to hello I'm Ivan with a smiley face. Click on OK. Put it in French. You can see that it is written here. If I want to check if it's live on the website too, I can put it in French on the website, and you can see I'm Ivan here, which is really cool. So this was just like basically the basic steps, like how to edit the translation, how to install Widget. There's also a lot of features, and you can, for example, like exclude URLs if you don't want it to be translated. You can exclude, like, I don't know if you have like your brand name, for example, and you don't want it to get it translated, you can do it. And yes, so this was just like the basic steps. And so I hope you really enjoy like my little presentation. I'm just going to share like my contact details here. So it's actually thomas.forchatwidget.com. If you enjoy, feel free to like send me some feedback. And if you don't like it too, like just tell me I don't like it. It was not cool. If you want me like to be like more specific on a subject, feel free to just like reach out to me too. And if you want just like to chat too, I'm always happy like to make new connection in the WordPress community.
Great, thanks for the sharing. Actually, we have a number of questions on the floor. Before
Okay.
we look at the question, let me just mention to you guys that Willa is actually one of the sponsor of our Hong Kong Meetup. So they actually offer like a 20% discount code, which I will share in the chat now, if you're interested in using those. So let's have a look in the chat. Actually, I have asked one of the questions there as well, because you mentioned there's like 3 different structures Wheeler can actually do. So which one do you think is better for the SEO reason?
I mean, it will really depend. Like I told you, like each of the version have like their pros and cons. For example, for WordPress, we are using subdirectories, for example, and for other integration, we are using subdomains. But I mean, like I told you, if you look at, we have done some case studies that I can share with you if you want. But even like if it has like subdirectories or subdomains, the result is still the same. And I think it really depends of the structure. It's not really like that big of a deal, but people tend to actually like say that it's a big deal. And if you really look at Google document, you can see that it's basically like almost the same like pain point or good point in each of the structures.
Sure, sure. So let me walk through the chat. Let's see, demo which you have done, and I think some of them actually asking about different plugin as well. So is there any major comparison compared to some of the translation plugin like WPML or Polyland, or some of them actually mention Translate Press as well? Do you have any idea on those?
On what exactly? I didn't catch what you
Because
said.
they actually use some of the they might know WPML, Polylang, or Translate Press. So based on those, how is Vlog better, or the differences?
I mean, like you can see it, like it's super simple to actually like implement it on your website. And you can do it like I've done the demo, like in 5 minutes, I had my website like up and running and translated like in like 2 languages, but it could be like on more languages. I mean, quick setup is going to save your time. You have the first layer of automatic translation. And then if you want to change it, like I just showed you, you can change it, you can manually edit it. You can also, like we're doing like all the SEO part like automatically, which means that you don't have to add the hreflang tags. You don't have to worry about your page being properly indexed. We're also compatible with all the themes and plugins on the WordPress directory, which means that you don't have to be actually like widget ready. So which means that even if we are doing, for example, an update on our plugin, it won't actually like break down your entire website.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be like the key point, I think.
Understood. So Andrew actually asked about whether it support traditional Chinese and simplified Chinese as well.
Yes, sure. Let me just, I can just share like something with you. All the languages that are available within Widget, we can be like languages available. I'm just searching for it like,
Sure. Take your time.
yes, there's like more than 100, so I don't have them all in mind. And even like there are some that that are not on the website.
All right.
We can add them. So because we didn't want it to be like something that you couldn't do because obviously our translation plugin. Oh no, just wait. I'm just going to change it. Everyone, here we go, guys. You can have it here, available languages.
So it should
there's a
support
lot of
basically
them.
any languages, right?
Yes, exactly. And like I told you, if you don't find one here, feel free to contact our support team and we will make sure that it is added there.
Right, right. So another thing, let's say any other people want to have a question, you could actually type in the chat or unmute. If you guys don't have yes, I actually have one more question. So if we're using, if we want to improve our SEO, we normally we submit sitemap XML to Google in order to let them to find us faster, right? So do you or do your system actually can generate that sitemap file as well based on different languages or?
I'm sure 100%, but actually what we do is we add automatically the hreflang tags. So it's not really like you don't have the need to do so. So as everything is done automatically. So I mean.
So
yes.
suppose Google could find like 3 languages, a version of my website and all the pages, right?
So exactly. So actually, the little screenshot that I had like on the presentation was actually from a Widget website, and you could see like that all the translation are like all the hreflang tags are like already like in the source code. So yes.
Sure, great.
I
We have I think June is asking something whether they could config their own permanent link. Like for example, English is EN, traditional Chinese is ZX underscore HANC, something like that. Is it adjustable by themselves or is it by default?
Normally it's by default you will have like /fr / like ES, for example. But it's a really interesting question. I'm not sure 100%. I can check it with our support team because I'm sure that there's some of our customers who have asked us that question before. I need to double check it with them. But if you want, like maybe like I can double check it. I don't know if there's a group or somewhere where I can post it like later on and to just share the answer.
Sure. And Ken has a question as well. Because some of the language like Middle East, the text is actually from the right to the left. Does that mean the layout will change automatically?
I mean, yes, everything will be done automatically. Usually, if the website theme is left and right friendly, left and right mobile friendly, it wouldn't be like an issue. But sometimes when like there are some themes that are not like friendly for these specific like languages, and usually our support team deal with it and they get it done for you. But normally everything is done automatically and you don't have to worry about it.
Understood. I think June actually mentioned the way the permanent link she want to change to, so that might be something she could contact you afterward then. Yes. Sure, great. So is there any more question from you guys? Want to know more about the translation and the languages as well? I saw some text in the chat that they mentioned WPML may be using more resources because your solution is actually on the server side. Does that mean it won't actually make your site slower or?
No, actually, like because like all your translation are like not on your WordPress website, but it's outside.
Yeah.
So which means that it wouldn't like slow your website down. You wouldn't have
Right.
like any back end or front end issue, and even like you can even like go on. I don't know if you have like a website with widget on it. You can go on it and look at like for example, I think it's Google Speed, and check out like what is like with all the solution, what is like the one that is like slowing you down the most, and you will see that
Right.
Google, that widget is at the end of it.
Right, great. One concern I would raise out is there any issue to slow down the translation if the user actually inside China, which means there will be like a great firewall might be blocking something. Would that be an issue? Do you have any
No,
experience on
I,
this?
I don't think that it would be an issue
Right,
with the way that we got works.
right.
I don't think so.
Okay, got it. So is there any more question you guys might have? Or could you actually show the contact screen again, just in case some of them
Yes,
might want
and of
to
course, like
work on it?
in June, if you want to like contact me with your questions about like how to configure your own permalink, feel free to contact me too. I'm just going to share my screen again so that you can
Great.
see.
Actually, it's a good weather in France. We just had our typhoon.
Just wait. I'm just going to share it with you again. There we go. Just wait like 2 seconds.
Could you mute one of the audience because I heard some background noise there.
I don't know. Yes.
Just right
Yes,
click.
it's
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
It's
thank you.
done.
Yeah. Thanks.
Sorry.
We
All right.
got one more
So,
question from Shelley. Want to know how the product search work? For example, I suppose if Shelley is using like WooCommerce features, so let's say the original language is in English. If they change it to the French languages, if they search there in English or in French, what would actually happen?
if I search for English or French,
Let's say the original language is in English for the
English,
eShop.
okay.
Yeah, and they used Vlog to translate into French as well. So if they're using the French interface right now to the product page, if they search for French product name, does that?
Ah, yes, about like the search bar. Yes, they will like have it like in French. Our developer actually work on it, and that's part of the feature. So normally, like you'll get like it translated to
So
the product.
it could work for the search
Yes,
result.
yes.
Great. So let's see any more question. Right. I don't think there's more. If you guys have any question afterward, please feel free to contact Thomas about it.
Yeah, sure.
And this will be the end for the meetup. And once again, thanks for your time, Thomas, and have a very good day.
Thanks a lot. All right. Enjoy your day. I hope you enjoy like the quick presentation, and feel free to reach out to me. Like I told you, for feedbacks or really anything, like feel free to reach out. All right.
Great. Thanks a lot.
All
Have a
right. Bye
good day.
bye.
Bye-bye.